Not many Texas running backs rush for 2,000 yards. Like, did Cedric Benson do that? I don't think Cedric Benson rushed for 2,000 yards. He got close. But I don't know. I was a fan of Foreman. But I will say that this running back class, man, about 5 or 6 guys, they get in the right scheme. If you, let's say, you take Weiss, I think he'll go top 15.
Wow, that's pretty high.
That's good if he runs a good 40.
Pretty damn high, sir.
He's the second best running back on the board. And then Ronald Johnson, I think, could
Ronald Jones?
Ronald Jones, my bad.
Your boy? Your draft crush? You over here messing up his name?
Jamal Charles 2.0. I think if the Packers don't go after Frank Gore, they need to get a good running back in this draft. And I think they could get one because Jamal Williams out of BYU, first off, he's too slow to really make a difference for them. And they got Ty Montgomery playing, who's a receiver playing running back. If you can get any of those 3 guys I mentioned, Weiss, Jones, or even Sonny Michel, or Nick Chubb, they could do some damage. So it'll be interesting to see where these running backs end up.
All right, Kenny. So, like I said, like we said at the top of this segment, the combine. The reason why you should care, even if you're a casual football fan, is you're going to get a first glimpse at some of college top players, as well as who's going to be the next sleeper, the next Cooper Kupp, the next
Kenny Galladay.
The point is,
next David Johnson.
The point is, it's really the place where, like you said, you can make money and you can lose money. It's both the greatest thing about football and it's also the worst thing about football because it's not actually football, but it is the whole spectacle of interviews, competition, athleticism. It's everything around football that isn't contact and shitty referees.
But the one thing you're not
shout out to the referees I just slandered.
The one thing, forget them. The one thing you're not saying is how much of a mental anguish and grind. It literally, I hate to compare it to a plantation picking.
No, you don't hate to because you do it all the time.
It is. Let's just be honest. It's a meat market. It's a meat market. Dude, the psychological testing they go through just before, the field workouts are the last thing they do. So they've already been up for hours, not sleeping. Some of the questions they asked, remember when Jeff Ireland asked Des Bryant about his mom being a crack whore and his dad being a pimp? Yo, you asked me that. I don't want to play for the Dolphins anyway. I probably just smacked the shit out of you. I'm beating up you and everybody. I hope Bill Parcells is there too, so he can say, yeah, he whooped everybody's ass in the room. Because that's disrespectful. There's certain things that they get away with asking these players that's mad racist and mad foul and just plain stupid. Really stupid. You can say, do you love football? No, I just, sacrifice my body and all my time and all my free everything and my friends just to be here with you right now at 3 a.m. interviewing. And you're asking me if my favorite fucking color is blue or what size triangle I like.
I think you bring up a fair point. But
it's a lot of mental anguish that they, when guys are trying to perform. Dude, the mental,
I think you bring up a
the
fair
medical
point,
examinations,
but
they don't talk about that.
The reality is, these players are investment. So whether it's the intellectual property that is a draft pick, or the actual money that goes into it, or just the fact that you're letting them rock your brand, the point is they're assessing the value of where is this person? Who is this person? Do I want to work with this person? It's basically the world's...
It's a 4-day interview. It's a 4-day job interview where the only thing that won't happen is you probably won't get anything stuck up your butt.
It's not unlike the military and the sort of training that they do and medical exams they do because...
Yeah, but
you're essentially property of these NFL teams, just like you're property of the U.S. government when you're military.
That's actually a damn good analogy. I was trying to weasel out of that, but nah, it's kind of close.
I think the biggest thing is,
and neither one of them gets a good health care. So damn.
On top of that, the NFL is a spectacle. The NFL, that's stuff that never goes away. You're always gonna have late nights. You're always gonna have urges to mess around with friends you just met or you haven't haven't seen in a long time. You know, your coaches are going to be around. You're going to have to compete.
Some cats made it from the block, and y'all like, hey, we made it to the NFL Combine.
And
Let's
it's
get
like
this
you
money.
said earlier. Why would he want to throw with people he doesn't know? Why shouldn't he? Because he's a baller.
It's a business
because
decision,
he can.
man. It's a business decision to go to the Combine. I don't fault anyone who doesn't show up. I don't fault anyone who doesn't want to work out, with the exception of a couple people. Like, you probably should have threw. There was a couple quarterbacks who were like, you should have thrown. I don't know what you're doing. But in some cases, like, some guys, like John Ross, once he ran his 40 and broke the record, I would have stopped working out too.
He went to the first round because of that.
Yeah.
Kaiser went in the second round because he actually threw and threw well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think
it's like,
to your point, like, yes, the Combine can, like, lead teams astray, but it can also help out players. Like, let's be real.
No,
it's an opportunity. So for me, I will want to seize that opportunity.
Yeah, but what about the cats who don't, like, I feel bad for the cats who don't even get invited
like
for a pro day.
Like that Texas defensive tackle who was short.
Wow.
Who didn't get an invite to the Combine.
He played in the Senior Bowl, though.
Yeah.
Jaleel Wadood, he didn't get an invite to the Combine at UCLA. But my thing is, with certain cats, it's just, like, I root for all of them, essentially. I'm like, man, I see somebody running 4.7, I'm like, now you got to find out, I hope you got that degree. I hope you got a college degree, bro. This football thing ain't working out for you.
That's really not what you say, but...
No, that's what I think when I'm watching.
Yeah, I don't know when
I see guys
I don't
having bad
know when
performances.
you got politically correct, but okay.
No, I think like 3 other things. But in my older age, I'm just like, nah, some of y'all really hope y'all didn't. Like, some of y'all, I don't know why y'all left school.
Bro, you should
have stayed.
Some
of them should have went back to school.
When someone runs a 4.7, you're like, man, they couldn't even catch the ice cream truck when it's 2 houses down the street.
Bro, you
be saying some slanderous stuff.
Oh, like, I do.
Let's be real.
Especially when you're like a receiver who had great college stats and you run a crappy 40 time. I'll let you have. I was like, damn, dog, the tight ends are faster than you. Now we know why your teammates really didn't like you. There's always that one, like, everyone. I had friends who went to Sarah and they were like, yo, George Farmer's trash. He's just big and fast. And then you look years later, and who's in the NFL? Everyone but George Farmer off that Sarah team, the receiver-wise. So it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, yo, it's kind of true. Just because you're big and athletic doesn't mean you're great. Just because you put up great numbers doesn't mean you're going to make it to the next level. So, like, a lot of these cats, I'm like, I hope you got a backup plan. Because it's sad when you see dudes, like, at the club and you know they play for the NFL, but you know they're not really going to get a roster. They're going to probably not get drafted. And you just don't want to say anything. You just at the hookah lounge smoking. And you're just like, all right, well, I'm going to go home.
All right.
Good luck for you.
All right, last thoughts on the Combine.
I just hope nothing comes up to where it's like somebody has like some horrific like heart murmur issue, or it's like, yo, if you had taken 3 more steps in that drill, you would have died. Like, hopefully nothing like that happens. It's like somebody's life dreams get crushed from like a medical illness that they have no control over. Like, that sucks. That's sad to see.
My last thought is you should watch it because it's like a real life reality show.
It's people's lives. It's not a reality
interviews.
show. It's really their lives.
Yeah, it's like,
if you don't
real.
perform well, it can hurt you. But honestly, I love seeing like the enthusiasm of the coaches, the commentary, and also Mike Mayock needs to say pause several times because he like loves talking about dudes, mushy butts,
every single
mushy
NFL
butts,
draft,
Jello booties. Like, nah,
and
pause.
every single NFL draft analyst on TV needs to, because there's some, like, there's low key some soft porn things that you could say.
I'm like, yo,
you could play some Bow Chicka Bow Wow music, and it would sound like softcore porn.
I'm like, I need to take a shower after some of the shit that y'all saying because it's inappropriate.
All right,
they have families.
All right, so let's move on to the rapid fire segment of the show. I'll give you a headline, and
Bet.
You can give me a take or a tangent, and you can call in as well. So the number is 323-900-0478. Okay, so Kenny, first topic. Your boy, Pete Carroll, former San Francisco 49ers.
Treaded at Ash.
Seattle Seahawks head coach. He said this upcoming year is a franchise-altering year.
Yeah, it is.
Give me a take or a tangent.
He's right, because Richard Sherman still has to come back from his Achilles injury.
That was the wrong sound, but go ahead.
It really was. It sounded like a wood chipper. It's like, is that the Seahawks Super Bowl window closing? Being shredded to death? Maybe it was the right sound. All right, we'll go with that. Yeah, it's over for Seattle anyway. Their offensive line is still trash. Their defensive backs are falling apart, and then once their defense falls apart, that's the only thing holding that team together. So, yeah, that's the take. Pete Carroll's right. If he gets his draft wrong, it's over. Nice knowing you.
All right, next one. What's his first name? Zimmer? What's his
Mike
first name?
Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer with the Minnesota Vikings.
Respect that. Put some respect on that man's name. He lost his wife. He had eye surgery.
Got his team to the championship game.
I'll still never forget when he was the defensive backs coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys and Randy Moss scored all those touchdowns. That clip is hilarious. Of him just yelling at the corners.
He says this offseason, since Sam Bradford, Teddy Bridgewater, and Case Keenum are all free agents, he says the team needs to pick the correct free agent, or else it's probably his job. Give me a take or tangent.
Facts, but I'm going to go on a tangent, even though I know it should really just be a take. It's Kirk Cousins or bust. Or you can just say, screw it, and we'll trade for Andrew Luck and take his broken-ass shoulder. I mean...
You deserve some round of applause for being different. So props to you, man.
Thank you. I'm still rolling off the high of my birthday last week. Literally and figuratively. But nah, Kirk Cousins is honestly the only fit for him is Minnesota, and he got to take that because he's from Michigan anyway, and he went to Michigan State, so you might as well just go up there, play in that dome, throw your little whack-ass West Coast offense where you throw for like 4,500 yards and not enough touchdowns because none of those receivers are game-breaking threats like that. So, and then, you get Dalvin Cook back, who's going to be a great player in the league. And that defense is already there. It's only going to get better. I mean, Kirk Cousins needs to just be like, so Minnesota was good. Because, yeah.
All right, next one.
I'm waiting for this one. Oh, damn. Okay.
What was it? What? Go ahead.
I don't want to spoil it.
You give me one.
Okay. So, the man, the myth, the legend, the pride of UCF made you forget all about Dante Culpepper, even went 6 spots higher than him because Culpepper was 11th overall, and this dude went like 5th. Blake Bortles.
Ooh. Okay.
Got a 3-year, $60 million or three-year, $45 million extension?
Since you already gave me the tangent by bringing out
no,
Dante Culpepper.
I'm not done yet. Was, to take or tangent, was this the right choice?
Yes, and here's why. Say what you want about Blake Bortles, but he got his team to the AFC Championship game, and he played well enough to win. The team did not win, well, for a lot of reasons, but mainly they ran out of gas on defense, and that's not to discredit their defense because their defense was the reason why they were there. It was just a matter of experience and depth. So, as far as Bortles is concerned, I don't know that Kirk Cousins is that much better than Blake Bortles. So, I know a rookie isn't going to come in and do much better. So, maybe...
How do you know?
So, maybe, and here's my proposition, and here's the tangent, so I guess I'm giving you both, is you commit 3 years to Blake Bortles, which is really only 1 or 2 years commitment. You draft a rookie now, Lamar Jackson. You let them develop. You give them 1 or 2 years on the bench, and you see what Blake Bortles can do. And if not, you cut him, you trade him, whatever. But you have a quarterback in the waitings, which a lot of people are saying this is one of the best quarterback classes.
I think Chad Henne is still on the roster, and why would you draft Lamar Jackson and not have the itch to use him on a gadget play.